like my hips, my thighs were like, just achy. Like when I had, 19, the pandemic 19 illness. I don't know if they still, demonetize that word, so I'm just being careful. But anyway, my appetite came back in the dead of night. I have a burger, double burger, and a Italian beef. I know it seems like a lot, but the past couple of days I've just been eating soup and, just very light stuff. So I'm like starving now. Let's get into this. Look at this. It's beautiful. Okay, let's go. Let me crack open this fresca too. So, this is my last fresca. I'm kind of sad. So, the story for today. It's a very odd one because I didn't think I'd be able to make a whole story out of this, but the more I think about the interactions I have at my job, the more it gets weirder. So I thought, hey, this gets chosen, I'll do a video on this, and of course, it did. So, so I don't want to give away what company I work for because unfortunately some people can be weirdos. But I work for a Fortune 500 company. So think of a very notable brand. I work for them in particular. I needed this. This is speaking to me on so many levels right now. Okay, but anyway. Alright. So, I work for these type of companies, and usually gate of entry to these companies can be very difficult. And I guess I only say that because there are people who do things that I don't think typical people do. I don't know. At least me, I don't think I have any weird bathroom quirks. Maybe besides, it technically is easier to make less of a mess if you sit on the toilet while you do number one. But that's entirely different. That's my own opinion. But I'm going to tell you guys 4 encounters that I've had. Got something stuck in my teeth. 4 encounters that I had in the bathroom. And the fact that it's 4 is kind of crazy already, but we'll start with number 1. So, there's a point in time where we were at a different building, and the way we were working, like the bathroom was right next, like you can walk down a ramp and you're right there in the bathroom, right? So I go to the bathroom and it's like 3 o'clock. It's pretty close to, the day ending. And outside from work, but I just went and just used the bathroom, right? And the layout in the bathroom is very important for the story. So instead of all the rows of the stalls being in a straight line, it's kind of like this. There's like 4 here and 4 there, and they're facing each other. But of course, it's closed. I go in and I choose one of them at random, and the guy across from me, so the guy over here while I'm here, he starts like moaning in a weird way, like in a bro stop. That's kind of weird way. The bathroom is full while he's doing this, so it's pretty weird for everybody in the stall right now. It got to a point where I was like, yo, shut up, like this is weird, like stop, like stop it. But like he just kept going. And the thing is that we all didn't know what he was doing. And our imagination went to something completely different than using the bathroom, if you get what I mean. Incredibly weird. But the craziest thing was that while he was doing whatever he was doing, I hear like the sliding of keys across the floor, and I realized that at some point his legs like shot up. Like, so if he's sitting like this, his legs did that. And his keys got out of his pocket and landed right in front of me in the stalls. And at this point, I'm just laughing at the absurdity of all this because we don't know what he's doing, and this guy's keys is in my stall. Like, the bread is very dense, I guess. It keeps getting stuck in my teeth. But it's fine. It's not that bad. But at some point, I just get done and I just say, hey man, I'm gonna put your keys on the floor, like over there. And then I put them over there and I just walked out. And ironically, that was the last time I used the bathroom in that bathroom, because immediately my team got transferred to a different building. To this day, I don't know who that was. And frankly, I think it's best we don't know who that was, because there's no explaining that. Next, a more lighthearted one. There's a coworker that I'm just gonna open this up first. I'm doing this unedited this time. I would usually cut this out, but some of you guys like the sound of, paper turning and stuff, so I'm gonna leave this in. Ooh, hot peppers. a more lighthearted story. Me and one of my coworkers on a different team. I say a different team because I was on their team, but when I got transferred over to a different team, he took my place. We have like the same bathroom schedule, and it's kind of eerily crazy. Like eerily similar. Like it's honestly insane. There are times where we're walking to the bathroom together. There are times where I'll just unexpectedly get up and have to pee, and he'll be right there at the door with me. It's crazy. And with that, it beautifully segues to weird incident number 3. And I like to call this the shit buddies. I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. There was one time I was in the bathroom and two guys were two guys were next to each other, and they were doing number 2. So I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever. I go to the urinal and I start doing my business. And at some point, one of the guys poots, like it's an audible fart. And the other guy's like, yo, nice one. And the other guy's like, thanks, bro. And I'm just like, why? What purpose does that serve? You don't need to say anything like that. So yeah. Those are who I like to call the doo-doo pals, or what I called them earlier. And then the last kind of weird incident, it's not necessarily weird, but it's just kind of like everybody has their own thing, right? So there's this guy, and he's not on any of our teams, and he unfortunately has like a form of OCD. Like he's medically diagnosed with a form of OCD. So there's one time I went to the bathroom, I finished what I had to do, and I washed my hands, right? Now, there's like, the jet that comes out of our particular bathrooms are incredibly strong. So if you're washing your hands, normally water is going to splash on the counters, right? And that never usually bothers me. But this guy, like, I didn't know he had this. I didn't know he had this disorder. So when he saw me, like, get water all over the place, he got super upset with me. Like, he started, like, complaining and all of this stuff. And me, I didn't know he had, a disorder about it. So I just kind of shrugged him off and went on about my way. And that was the first time I got an HR complaint. Somehow the guy found me, my name, and complained to HR that I made a mess in the bathroom. I'm like, no. people started telling me more and more about it. I'm like, oh, okay. So now what I do, unfortunately, is that if he is in the bathroom and I know he's in the bathroom, I can either A, just walk out and not wash my hands, which is pretty disgusting, or 2, wait for him to, you know, wash his hands and then I wash my hands, or even 3, which is, I don't really prefer doing this, but I can choose to just wash my hands very, very deep in the sink so that it doesn't splash, but it's pretty impossible. But it is a choice. They really skimped on the hot peppers for this. To put in perspective how hungry I was, I took a nap around 2. I woke up, it's 9 o'clock, so I kind of needed this. At this point, it wasn't even like a nap. I went to sleep. So, ooh. Hope you guys enjoyed. I honestly thought this was going to be much quicker because of how hungry I was, but it's about a decent length.